And that's how the theme song goes. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Constitutionals podcast. If you didn't know, this is the premier podcast for the website cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Hey, we're back recording very late into the day that is the day that this episode goes up. It's not my fault. It is my fault. I had a lot of time yesterday, the previous day, which is the 10th of July of 2018. Had a lot of time. I did not have a long workload yesterday. Actually, yesterday was Tuesday. I didn't work. I did not have any moves, didn't have any dog walks, and I had time to go and do this stupid show. Turns out something happened where I was forced to go to the library and hide out there. I don't want to give away the specifics of the story, but the person that used to live in this room is not a nice person. The roommates don't really like him, and he was coming by the house, and I didn't want him to see my car here. So I gave away the entire story. So I just left, and I decided to go to the library, hide out at the library on Ponce de Leon Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you, avoid that library if you can. Because there's a whole crop of characters that go in there. If you don't need to go in that library, then... Oh, that sounded way better, though. If you don't need to go in that library, then don't go in a library. Go to a different library. I was looking for the Decatur library, but he was coming so soon that I didn't have time to Google the Decatur library. So I just went to the first library I knew where to go. But I did get some work done. Some done work. I got some work done. I wrote several scripts, not several scripts. I wrote a lot. I wrote some spec script ideas. I wrote the summary to a Simpsons spec script that I really want to do. And then I have another Simpsons spec script. And then the one that started it all, I have a Black Lightning spec script that involves another black superhero who I will not give away, but I doubt even if somebody sees the script, it's ever going to get made. I just noticed that the camera to my left is leaning crookedly, and I'm not going to change it, but it is bothering me. I want to let you know that. If you're watching this episode of The Constitutionals on youtube.com/cpluscomedy, you can see me. My room looks a little bit cleaner than it previously has in the last two episodes. Got to let you know, I'm in the process of moving again. It's very true. I am in the process of moving, and I'm gonna have a bigger space. I'm gonna move to a master bedroom of an apartment. Thank God, I'll have my own bathroom, toilet, sink, shower, bath, 2 sinks actually, and it's gonna be bigger than this. I think it's at least 4 of these. So hopefully that's going to be good. It is a 3rd floor walk up, so that's going to be an issue, but because I like to do a lot of leg workouts. That's the reason why it's an issue. But it's going to, hopefully it's better for me. I got my own garage. Isn't it great? Like a garage with a door and everything, but it's still an apartment complex. It's crazy. Not a complex. It's an apartment building. I can't wait. Also, it's not in a good part of town. I mean, it's not in a good part of the neighborhood. That's in a decent part of town. They're gentrifying the neighborhood, but it's still, I'd say, about 40% gentrified, and then the rest is not gentrified. And when I feel a little bit, when I feel out of place, oh boy, oh my gosh. It's probably because I drive a hybrid. Anyway, I have to wear, so anyway, in the process of moving again, second time in as many weeks, I moved a bunch of stuff. And I realized that I didn't have any headphones. I moved the headphones that I used to record. They're just crappy, dope headphones. Not dope. They're crappy headphones that I won from a Nerdist music contest on Twitter. And they have the Dope insignia. It was to promote the movie Dope. And I won. It's the first time I've won one of those, any type of competition, and I got something. I got a poster, I believe, not a big poster. I got an extra large shirt that says Dope on it. Still have it. I'm not going to throw that away. I use it as a sleep shirt. It's giant. I got Dope sunglasses, which are in my car, which I think I scratched. And then I got, I think a sticker or something, a keychain. And I also got this set of headphones. So there we go. Dope is a good movie, and I like all those people in it, especially A$AP Rocky. But Shameik Moore, I think that's his name, was the star of it. Really good actor, really funny, and I wish him the best of luck. All right, we're 5 minutes into this, and I have been just vamping. Isn't it great? I have so much to talk about, and I'm just so excited that I'm moving, and I'm gonna have room. That's what I wanted, was just room. I took all of my video games and all my books and all my movies over there in the 3 heaviest boxes in the world. So now I still have to move my mattress. I still have to, and I have to go home and actually not even home. I have to go to Canton. I have to go 40 minutes no, I have to go like 30 minutes past where I used to live to go get my box spring and my bike and all this other crap. Then I bought this off the guy who used to live here, the guy that no one likes. And I have to take that to Canton to give it to my mother and my stepfather. There you go. So all I have here now, I moved the PS4 too. So all I have here is the Xbox, the Switch, the TV, which is what I'm using as a monitor, the cameras, and some other miscellaneous stuff. Tomorrow I will move all the clothes in my closet, and that's it. So maybe some other stuff. It's very strange. I want to mention this. Last week I was doing a move. I work for a moving company. I work as a mover. It's not a good job. I hate it so much, and it hurts my body, and I can barely work out anymore. Which really sucks. which is it's like babysitting for your job. It's like nannying all day. Then you gotta come home and take care of your kids, and you hate it. Wait, do I move constantly? If I come home and move? No, I don't know. It sucks. I hate moving. It's a physical activity, and it impedes on my other physical activities. I wish I had a real job, is what I'm saying. But one of the people I was moving, he sells wine, and there's a box of wine just sitting in his living room, and he goes, "Hey, you guys can take some bottles if you want." And so I was the only one who's old enough to drink. Again, this is why I hate working in the job I have, because it's mostly, both jobs I have are mostly for teenagers. It sucks for teenagers and college people, and I'm way past both of those. But so he says, if you want, you can take the wine. And what I do is I start pulling out bottles. I'm looking at one by one, just reading them, and I pull out like 3, and then he goes, "Oh, you can have the entire box if you want." I went, "Okay." They go, "Do you like wine?" I said, "I guess." So I took the wine, and so I have at least 20. I did drink one by myself, which was kind of sad. I drank that by myself, and I ate an entire pint of ice cream, of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, half baked, on Saturday night, both by myself. I think I did the wine first and then the ice cream. No, I did the ice cream first and then the wine. Very sad, but I had a good time. But yeah, now I have. One of the things that I moved to the other place was now I have those 23 bottles of wine, and I will be distributing them forthright only to white people. Only to white people. Anyway, also on Saturday, so the place I live in, I don't want to say this too loud because I think somebody might be home. It does have rats. And again, nicest people I've ever lived with. So great. I love talking to them. They're so awesome and cool and everything. The house has rats, or had rats. There's now at least 1 left. But within the 2 weeks of me moving in, there were 8, and I was told there were 7. But then we caught 1, and then there's 1 more still. So there are 9 total. But there were 8, and those were captured over the past couple of weeks. And last week, I think after I did this, I was doing my laundry. I don't know if I had mentioned this, but there was a dead rat in the basement, head trapped inside of one of those mouse traps, inside the traps. And it was right by the washer, and I was washing clothes, and I smelled it, and then I saw it, and I said, "Oh, there's a dead rat." Also, I FaceTimed my mom, and I gave her a tour of the house. I said, "This is what I'm leaving behind." and I showed her the dead rat. Somehow the Wi-Fi got down there. I took my iPad and I went, "Here's a dead rat," and shut it. And that thing was huge. Its head was in there. The blood was coming out. I poked it with a broom handle, and I said, "Yep, there it is." And I knew, and I felt the smell. It was directed. It was like a smell attack came towards me. Same day, the washer broke. Same night, actually, the washer broke. I had to take my clothes at 11 p.m. at night to dry them in a 24-hour dry cleaner in Scottsdale, Georgia, which is about 15 minutes. I'm on North Decatur Road, and it goes this way. So it's about 15 minutes that way at 11 o'clock at night. So imagine if I did that during the day, it'd at least be 25 minutes. So it's 15 minutes that way, 11 o'clock at night, dried my clothes. The dryer didn't really dry my clothes all the way, so I had to keep throwing quarters in there. And then eventually I just kept pressing the start button, and it just went up by itself. So I wasted about $1. And I got home about 12:30 on a Tuesday night, and I had to go to the gym. No, it was like 12 o'clock. No, it was like, no, because it took me minutes to get back here. So it was about 12:15, 12:30. And so I went to the gym the next day, and it was horrible, and I was so tired, angry. I was like, why doesn't the dryer work? Because the dryer didn't work. That's why. I had to go dry my clothes that way. So yeah. Oh, so anyway, so Saturday night when I was watching whatever I was watching, I did see another cockroach. I don't know if I ever said this. 2 cockroaches, size of my thumb. The first Saturday I was here. I saw 2 cockroaches. One, there's a door behind here. I wish I could show you. I just don't want to. There's a door that leads to a very tiny balcony that is probably, if you laid this door down, the size of this door. Don't know why it's there. The house was built in 1928. Don't know why they did that. Built a little balcony out there to this tiny closet office. So I'm watching Zootopia, 2 giant cockroaches. One comes in and it's like walking around. I see it on the wall because I see this giant black shadow because I have lights in the back of my TV. I used to. They're dead now. They died within the past week. And I just saw it crawling, and I went, okay, there we go. I smashed it. It fell to the ground, and it just scurried out and went behind this door. That's why you can't see it, but there's a ripped up Target bag blocking the entrance to the door. There was a box there. Not a box. There was a tub of stuff there that was blocking. So hopefully it doesn't come through within the next few days. Oh, please, God, don't let it go through. And then another one, like maybe not even 5-10 minutes later, crawling on the wall again. I said, I got to kill that thing. I smacked it, and I don't think I killed it on the wall, but it fell down again, and I just stomped on it with the sandal. And then this Saturday, another one, that side of the wall. I said, I don't know, because I put down aluminum foil, or aluminium is what the Brits call it, the English. Put aluminium foil down the ground. And then I put down, and then in front of the aluminum foil, not down the ground. I blocked the door. There's the door there for the balcony. I blocked up all the openings, because I saw one crawl under there, and then I put aluminum foil in front of the openings, and then I taped it all down, so that hopefully they wouldn't come in again. Still did, obviously. So I don't know where that one came from. Maybe it came from this air vent, the single air vent that does not really blow air in here. That's why it's so hot. That's why I'm wearing this. If you're watching the video, I'm wearing a workout shirt, and I'm wearing some long socks that I was dog walking in. I should probably take those off because I did change the shorts and the shirt. So that's what I'm dealing with. That is what I'm dealing with. My life. Oh wow, the waveforms were I should really speak louder because the waveforms were not good for the last episode. I mean, for the last few seconds, for the last few minutes. Anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. And then also on Saturday, guys, the hits keep happening. The rat that's still here over the 4th of July weekend just came out to party. This man, it's the middle of the day on, I worked on Friday and Saturday. So it was the middle of the day on Thursday and Sunday. This rat was in this attic right here, just walking around, making the most noise possible. So I would bang on the wall, once to let it know that I am here. I am not queer, but you better get used to it. I don't want you messing around with me, rat. And it's very disconcerting to lay down on this mattress on the ground, much like those migrant families. That was a joke I made weeks ago. I do not feel comfortable about it, but it's very funny. Because they were laying on mattresses on the ground. They were treating them like animals. So I feel like, never mind. Disrespectful. I should not have said that. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Hey, I just got an offer for the truck to move my stuff. Anyway. So it's very disconcerting to lay down on this mattress and to know that there's a rat behind this wall. There's a trap behind there, but dare I go into there? No. when the pest guy came to pick up the rat body, this happened last Thursday. When the pest guy came to pick up the rat body from the basement, he came up here to check the traps. There's traps in the room behind me, and which is the bedroom, which is the one I have to walk through to get here. And there's one trap in here, in this room next to me, in this attic next to me. And he saw the stuff that was blocking it. I was like, oh, dude, I saw a roach go in there. I don't want to mess with this. He opened it up. I'm just praying to God that there's nothing back there that pops out and my stuff is here. Because I say I'm not material, but then when something happens to your stuff, you go, oh boy, I'm a material person. So let's hop right into my topics. That's all I want to talk about for the past 60 minutes. Let's hop right into my topics. I've been watching a lot of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, over the past few days, mostly because I needed something just quick to watch. It's an 11-minute show. Harvey Birdman is a show about let's see. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law is a show about the character from, what is the TV show he's from? Birdman and the Galaxy Trio. So Birdman and the Galaxy Trio is a 1960s show, and this is the show. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law is the early 90s, early 2000s show about him becoming a lawyer, and it's a very adult cartoon, but it's so funny because they take these Hanna-Barbera cartoons and they just put them in this not Atlanta. It's made in Atlanta in this adult context. So they talk about like Scooby and Shaggy being stoners and they're getting sued for something or something like that. Jabberjaw's getting sued. I'm sure there's an episode about Hong Kong food. We haven't seen the entire series, but I've seen a lot of episodes. So there's that. So I'm excited to rewatch that show. I do think it's very funny and I like it a lot. I'm just restarting the camera. I'm just going to go ahead and try this because I don't want episode to go another minute without having two cameras going. So there we go. That is how you sync. If you're watching the video, I just did snap my fingers. That is how I'm syncing this. Amazing because this is all I have. But Hanna-Barbera is great, and I'm surprised that a lot of their characters were allowed to do a lot and say a lot of the dirty stuff. There was one episode, one of the episodes I just watched was Fred Flintstone was as a mob boss, and somebody's suing him, and he and Wilma fight all the time. It's great. It's very funny. The people starring in that show were Gary Cole and Stephen Colbert, Chris Eggerly, John Michael Higgins, Maurice LaMarche, Peter McNichol. So a lot of old white guys, but it's fine. It was early 2000s. I think it was allowed to do that. And, you saw different characters like Peter Potamus, the Funky Phantom, Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy, Captain Caveman, Apache Chief Ho, Yogi Bear. The worst ho I've said. Speed Buggy. You saw Quick Draw McGraw. Oh boy, I just muted the mic. All these great characters I was so excited to talk about Hanna-Barbera. All these great characters that are just so funny, and it's amazing to see them in this adult context. The show is going to become Harvey Birdman is going to be coming back at the September, sometime this fall. So we will see them again, hopefully. I'm excited, and this is going to be a 30-minute special. It's going to be great. But speaking of which, this reminded me, so when I was watching Harvey Birdman, I went down this rabbit hole. I love rabbit holes. I love them. You can find so many things down there. Carrots, pellets, poop. When rabbits are born, do they give birth to placenta as well? That's a real question, and I just want to know. Speaking of Hanna-Barbera, going right back to the topic at hand, Wacky Races is back, and it's on Boomerang, but it's in a format. It's in a look and a format that I'm not a fan of. Wacky Races is the show where a bunch of cartoon characters that are made for the show race around the world, and they only had one season of 17 episodes, and it ran from 1968 to 1969 up top, and it involved Dick Dastardly and his pal Muttley, the Slag Brothers, Oh God, who are these people? Oh, the Ant Mob, Ant Hill Mob, Lazy Luke, Peter Perfect, Gruesome Twosome, Professor Pat Pending. So great, so stupid. And Penelope Pitstop, who would then get her own show, which I think lasted just as long as Wacky Races. Let's see. Penelope Pitstop had The Perils of Penelope Pitstop. Really popping those peas. Again, 17 episodes. Yeah, ran for one season, 17 episodes from 1969 to 1970. Usually back then they would bulk order shows, but now, I mean not now, but yeah, usually they would bulk order shows. I wonder what happened. How come they didn't do that? But I think the world is ready for a Wacky Races movie. I love Rat Race and Cannonball Run, mostly because of the group of people that are in it. So like, you have Mr. Bean, whoever that guy is, Rowan Atkinson, sorry, and Seth Green, and I think Ike Barinholtz. No, it might be Breckenmeyer, and Rat Race, and then Cannonball has this group of people like Burt Reynolds and everybody else I can't name. Cannonball Run. So I think it'd be great if we could just get live action Wacky Races. I don't expect it to be good. The Space Jam and Looney Tunes back in action, and Scooby-Doo, Yogi Bear. I do like the Scooby-Doo movie. I'm not gonna lie, but none of those are really inherently very good. But they did what they're supposed to do. The Yogi Bear brought Yogi Bear into the real world, and I think it was John Belushi or Dan Aykroyd, one of those guys. They did the voice, and it was fine. And Justin Timberlake did Boo Boo, and it sounded decent. Tom Cavanaugh was Ranger John. I mean, so you can't. TJ Miller was in the movie. You can't. There's not much you can do. I think it was a decent movie. Hey, I just got a text. But anyway, we got. Speaking of which, I got a new phone. I feel great about it. It's a good phone. Google Pixel 2 XL. It's wonderful. This is a case. It's a wallet case. Finally got a wallet case. All my stuff. Anyway, but I think the world is ready for a Wacky Races movie, and it could. And I believe in my heart of hearts that it could focus on Dick Dastardly and Muttley. It could really be about them instead of having it be about Penelope Pitstop. She could have a love story with Peter Perfect or somebody else or somebody from the Gruesome Twosome. But I think it'll be hilarious if we just had a Wacky Races movie and it was about racing around the world. I know exactly how it's going to go. It'll be a PG movie, maybe PG-13 at most, and then Penelope Pitstop might be over-sexualized. Dick Dastardly would be like Hank Azaria, and he'd be on the verge of cursing in every line. He'd just be overacting like he was Gargamel for Smurfs. And he was the best part of Smurfs. He was the reason to watch Smurfs. Not Neil Patrick Harris, nobody else. It was Hank Azaria's Gargamel. Anyway, back to Hanna-Barbera. There are some great characters that came from Hanna-Barbera. We got Yogi Bear, we got the Flintstones, we got all that stuff. But on the show, Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law, they bring, it's just like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. They have all of these characters that work so well together, that are so funny. And you can just have these guest characters come down. I think it was animated in Flash, because you don't really see a lot of shows in Flash anymore. The first episode was about Dr. Quest. Second episode was about Apache Chief. Oh, I don't think you can do that character again. You could not do Apache Chief, not again. He was a very racist character. First of all, his name, Apache Chief. Oh boy. What if we had Apache Chief? Quick Draw Madraw. Could we do a Hanna-Barbera movie? Like a Looney Tunes movie, but with Hanna-Barbera characters? I think there was a Yogi Bear movie. No, there were several Yogi Bear movies that I would have to definitely take a look at. But there's a Yogi Bear set of films in which Yogi would not team up. He and his friends would just hang out, and they would like try to save. This is so stupid. Ranger Smith is who I was talking about, not Ranger John. I don't know who that is. But Yogi would and his friends would go around the world and do stupid stuff. I'm trying to find the title of the movies. Hey, it's Yogi Bear. Okay, Yogi's Ark Lark. That's one. Hanna-Barbera All-Star Comedy Comedy Ice Review. Oh boy. Let's see. Yogi's First Christmas. I think that's definitely what Yogi's Great Escape is definitely. No, Yogi and the Magical Flight of the Spruce Goose. Yogi and the Vision of Space Bears. The Good, the Bad, Huckleberry Hound. I think it'd be great. Like Yogi and the Magical Flight of Spruce Goose, he had different characters like Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Quick Draw and Draw, Snagglepuss, Augie Doggy. One guy voiced all of them? Oh my God. That's crazy. But Yogi and his friends go on the Spruce Goose and they fly on the plane. Wouldn't that be great to have that movie again, but in live action? We need to make these live action because they don't make animated movies anymore, except for Pixar. And Disney, which is Pixar. Disney's Pixar. Do you think at the Pixar offices they call the entire company Disney's Pixar? Speaking of Disney Pixar, I'm about to hold up a book. I've been reading this book over the past few months. Creativity Inc. It is written by Ed Catmull, and it's talking about how Pixar was created and the different ways that they use creativity and all this amazing stuff within someone hold up to this camera, that they do within the company. There's a lot of John Lasseter talk in there, and he's canceled. So, but I've been reading it over the past few months, and it's a good book. I'm enjoying myself. Again, it's not like I don't have a lot of time to read. It's just sometimes I don't want to read. Yeah, I think we could bring back all these Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There's a Boomerang. If you like Boomerang is not Comedy Central's, Cartoon Network's sister channel, and there's a deep cable channel, but it is also now an app that you can subscribe to. You can do a la carte subscribing to Boomerang if you need to. You can do a la carte subscribing, and you can basically watch all the shows that they have on there. They also have specific shows, not specific. They have exclusive shows on Boomerang. And I'm going to look them up. It's the new Wacky Races show. They have a new, what is it called? A new Bugs Bunny show on there called Wabbit. Now, it's not, now let me tell you right now, I'll tell you, it's very important that you know this. The show was called Wabbit, and then after the first season, they called it the New Looney Tunes show. It started putting other Looney Tunes in it because it was only starring, who is it? Who's that guy? Rabbit, Bugs Bunny. It was only starring Bugs Bunny, and then eventually they said, "Oh, who's Bugs Bunny guy? I mean, come on." So here are the shows it has on there that are made just for it. Oh wow, they're streaming Duck Dodgers. Oh, that's so cool. But here's the show. They have the new Wacky Races, the Wizard of Oz show. Get out of here. Get out of here. The new Looney Tunes show. Be Cool Scooby-Doo. They're the exclusive streaming network for the old Looney Tunes show, not the one that came out in the early 50s, the old Looney Tunes show from about 4 or 5 years ago. That's just called the Looney Tunes show. Baby Looney Tunes, the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, which I watched on Kids WB all the time, Duck Dodgers, which I did not know, Top Cat, the new and old Wacky Races, the Flintstones, all episodes, the Jetsons, all episodes, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, and Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which is like Family Guy, but for Scooby-Doo. And they also have Huckleberry Hound, the Smurfs, Tom and Jerry Kids. Oh my God. Magilla Gorilla, which is like 16 episodes long. I only know this because I had looked up Magilla Gorilla last week. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Camp Lazlo, Popeye the Sailor. Then they have movies, but they're only like, I don't understand why do this? Because nobody wants that. Nobody says, I want to pay $5 to stream Boomerang. You can get on Amazon as an Amazon channel, just like you can get HBO and Sundance TV and a whole bunch of other channels. But why would I would pay for CISO? I guess that's what they want. They want people who specifically want this thing. Like I paid for CISO via Amazon. Did not stay very long. So far, Boomerang is beating CISO. Oh, I miss CISO so much. All right, well, I think that's it. I did have some other stuff I want to talk about, but I did not write them down on the schedule. I think I didn't talk about Drake's album, so I think it's good. There's 25 songs. People were like, it's too much Drake, and I'm thinking, it's 25 songs. What do you want? That's how streaming works now. His album's the first one to test out the new Billboard charts, how they rate things, because they're including Spotify and Google Play Music and Apple Music and Pandora. They're including streaming ratings now. So, I mean, that's, if you don't listen to the entire thing, is all I could say. Same thing. That's why I hate to say it, but Chris Brown's album was 40 songs. I don't like that guy, but that's why he's gaming the system. Same thing with Ray Shrimon. That's why they made 3 albums, but they put them on one, and there's 27 songs, I think, 7 times 3. So it's 21 songs. Yeah, I mean, that's just what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Gucci Mane's next album was 14 songs instead of 10 or 8 or 7. I'm surprised Kanye West's, the last 3 albums that he produced for Tiana and Nas and Cudi and Pusha, I'm surprised that those were 7 songs. Tiana's was, I think, 8. But when you're an artist and you're trying to make as much money as possible, that doesn't also include touring, because touring is hard. If you go tour, you gotta tour for a long time. If you have not seen La La Land, which I urge you to, which I love, which the current woman I'm dating says that is nothing. She's a white woman. She goes, that's nothing but white trash. And I love La La Land. Oh my God, it's so much better than Moonlight, which is true. But I mean, you have to, whenever you make music, you make the record, you put out the record, you tour the record. That's it. That's why there's a band I started listening to called Thunder Pussy, and which I can say because it's in the name. It's the name. I can say it. It's but that's why they're touring. And Courtney Barnett, that's why she tours, because they're not the biggest acts in the world. That's how you make your money, by touring. It's insane. St. Vincent, that's how she makes their money. I would name somebody who's not a woman. Migos. That's how they make their money. They don't have merch. I mean, they do, but obviously. There you go. So, anyway, that's just me ranting and being frustrated. People complaining, oh, it's too much Drake. Oh, it's too much Drake. I'm tired of it. Well, just buy CDs then. Buy CDs. Buy CDs 5 years. Go back in time. Buy CDs. Tell all your friends to buy CDs. In 2000, and when Views came out, actually even that was long. So buy CDs before then. Start buying CDs 10 years ago. 10 years ago, start buying CDs before these streaming networks. And then when the streaming networks come up, then continue to buy CDs. Same thing with Netflix. They have so many shows, and they're not all good. Like, I just finished Glow. Glow is wonderful. Glow is perfect. I'm watching Queer Eye now. Glow is Glow. I went back to Glow again. Glow is wonderful and perfect. Queer Eye is great. I'm sure Altered Carbon's great, but they have The Last Kingdom. I don't know if that's fine or not, but they have so many different shows that aren't entirely good. Everybody wants to be Netflix, but then they don't look. Just because Netflix is putting out next year, God, this episode is 33 minutes long. Next year, Netflix is putting out 47 different stand-up specials, but they're half hours. So they're going to have still those hour-long ones. So 47 that have already been recorded, and some are going to be recorded at the Just for Laughs Festival that's coming up again, from people from all over the world. So you're going to have French, Canadian, African, English, German, Irish, all these, and like 4 Americans, which I saw an article on AV Club. Somebody categorized them as up-and-coming comedians, and it had like Neil Brennan and Nicole Byer and Nick Swartzen, and I thought, no, those people are very much established, but they're all half hours, so I'm assuming that they're also still going to do the hour-long, the hour-long ones, but who hasn't had an hour-long one by now if Netflix is giving them out? They're putting out one a week. So, I mean, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because Apple is putting $1 billion toward producing stuff, and Netflix is putting down, I think it's like $8 billion, something like that, some absurd amount of money. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Reese Witherspoon has a new show on, oh God, what is it called? AT&T's and DirecTV's network. That only AT&T subscribers and DirecTV subscribers can see. It's a talk show. Who is going to see that? If I'm on Project Fi, I'm on Google's network. How am I going to watch that show? And I'm a fan of Reese Witherspoon. Or like Verizon's Go 90. Who's going to I don't want to download more stuff. I already have 3 streaming networks that I subscribe to: Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, and that's all I want. I don't want to do any more. I'm done. This is so stupid. I know I don't have to, but I'm saying if we're spreading and dividing this stuff, it doesn't make sense. We have enough. Like we have enough cable providers, Charter, Verizon, AT&T, Google Fiber. Who else is a cable provider? I know I'm missing more. We have so many. There's so many. And I know we don't have to do this. Just like whenever the first Xbox One, I'm pointing at my Pro controller for Xbox One, the Elite controller, sorry. When the Elite controller for the Xbox One came out about 3 years ago, people were complaining, they're charging $150. And I'm thinking, you don't have to buy it. I put down, you know what I did? I saved my money. I put it down. I went to GameStop. I put down $5 a controller to reserve it. And then over the next 3 months until it came out, because they announced it at E3, you could go to GameStop, put down $5. I put for the next 3 months. Over with my paychecks, I went in there, put down 10, put down 20, put down 5. Continue to do that. Day it came out, I paid $20. So it's like I paid for it over time. Just do that. All right, recording stopped on that camera, so I'm just going to go ahead and end this podcast. If you like what you heard today or saw, head on over to cpluscomedy.com where there's an interview coming up. I did do the interview. I forgot to put it at the end of this episode because it did not sound good. That's why I didn't forget. Do that. Go to the website. You can also follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Go to YouTube page, youtube.com/cpluscomedy, where you can watch this podcast video version. You can see me stand up in the middle and turn the other camera on, and you can see me point to the camera. You can hear it now, but you can see me do it. You can see my long socks that aren't name brand. I don't know where I got them from. You can see I'm on the verge of sweating. True or false, I had to record this. I was going to record this in my car because one of my roommates' siblings is sleeping in the room next to me. I came home, he wasn't here. I said, okay, I got to get up. I got to record this episode now. He's probably here because I think I heard somebody. But I put my white noise machine outside. So hopefully no one's here. And they can. I just don't like recording and having people around because I think they can hear me and then I think they're judging me and it's a whole thing. All right, that's the end of this episode. Thanks so much for listening. Oh, and watch News Time on youtube.com/cpluscomedy. Watch News Time. That is the premiere show for the website. It's a show that I do, a weekly news show about stuff, entertainment news stuff. This week's episode is, I forgot. Again? Oh my God, this is embarrassing. I should really write down this stuff. Next time, I'm going to have a whole list. This week's episode is about how review aggregates might be ruining the movie box offices, and it might not. Who's to say? You should watch the episode to find out. It's one of the best episodes in a long time because the last 2 weeks, the week before that was bad, and the week that I moved in was bad. So watch it. It's good. I like it. It's the best I could do. Okay, again, thanks for watching. Okay, bye. And listening. Bye.